So here's one way to get your basement clean, is make it flood. As you can see, our basement is spotless now. I mean, it's still like really cluttered and stuff over there. But we had some leakage here, a ton over here. It smells really moist and smells stupid. But here's where the other two trash can things are, is over there. They're catching all the water that was coming through here. So it would all come over here, and there'd just be like this huge puddle right here, probably like an inch deep. The Herald, if you're watching this, you could probably drive your boat through it. Yeah, like he could drive his RC boat through our basement. So then it'd all come down here. It's like a river, then down this drain right here. But that wasn't all, because there was more leakage over here. So this, a couple of years ago, this was just like one huge crack that you can already see. Some of the paint things are coming off. But there was just water gushing through that crack, and this concrete that we put on here last year is sort of holding it back, but it's a lot better than it was. But it still leaked a little bit, and the drain is just right there. And then all this, like you could see like how moist the floor is, but just all came down here and then through these cracks too. And then all through here. This is where a towel was, just trying to get all the water, but they just get so moist, and we'd have to wring them out, but they'd still be really wet, so we wouldn't have a choice. But basically what happens is it rains so much that the ground gets so saturated with water that it actually comes up through the floor. So not only is it coming down from like over there from the sides, but it's also coming up through the floor because the ground is just so saturated. But we're really thankful for that drain. Oh yeah, and then this line of towels, you're probably wondering what all this is. This is basically a canal, I guess. So it prevents, these towels are actually really effective. So it prevents the water from getting over there. So like that's our little dry spot, but this is the river spot because there's no real leakage over there. There was one over there, but we just put a towel on it. So like all this stuff would be safe, but we can't do that. I mean, we don't have enough towels to do that with all the things, but you can just see by this box how wet everything actually was. Yeah, and these towels, yeah, and then these bolts, finding these all over the place. I think it's just from the squeegees because we're using them so much. I think we got this squeegee last year when it flooded. Or no, 2 years ago when it flooded. It was a lot worse because we had nothing but hand squeegees, you know, like those that you'd find in a shower. So we were just like sitting on chairs trying to hand squeegee everything, but now I got these big old squeegees. They're really effective, especially this one. This one's the smallest one though. Since we didn't have enough towels, we just sit here or something, and then we'd have like a little routine of like pushing the water out into here, and there'd usually be like another guy or two over here doing the same thing, pushing it all over here. And then yeah, this was like my shift. I would take it all down here, like a really sophisticated manner. We actually had like little routines. Instead of just taking it all down like this, you would do this, because not only would you get all the water right here, but you'd also get it like over here, so it's almost like the squeegee was 3 times its size. So that's why this wall was really effective. But so we had 3 people doing that, but before we just had to use these mops, and they were really ineffective. And yeah, if you were wondering, this was my computer workshop, but now it's just, I mean, it's great because it's really clean now, but I mean, I can't use the table. All my computers were thankfully safe because I got a shelf. All my other stuff too over there. These speakers I were actually really worried about because this is, I keep meaning to do a video on this stereo. Basically, these speakers are made out of cork. When water comes in contact with cork, it expands. And so it already happened down there a little bit, but that was just from a couple of years ago. Before I had that set up, they were over here. Like, I think they were right here, and then all the water was coming down and coming in contact with that cork, made it expand. I mean, they still work just fine, it's just, it's kind of an inconvenience, but it's starting to leak over there, so I'll just show you what we have to do. We don't really have to have a person over here, because it just sort of naturally flows down to the drain. And this is also where we would bring out the towels, is right here. We just take a towel, run out here, quickly wring it out, come back in. You'd usually get pretty wet, but you can just see that puddle right there. That's usually our problem. This is basically why I couldn't really do anything this week. I'll just show you upstairs. We look like hoarders now, because all of our stuff is upstairs. Ta-da, da-da-da-da-da. Had to carry all this up on the brink of time. But wait, there's more. This is also the vacuum I've done a video on. Like, you know, this is the one where the brush doesn't work. I was trying to put it back together, but I couldn't get it back together in time before the basement started flooding, so I just had to take up the parts that weren't attached. I got this part real clean, and it looks shiny now. This light I tried to clean, but didn't really do much. And then this brush I'm probably gonna clean. So we just have like a little spot right here where we walk in. We actually have a lot of bed frames that we've just now discovered. Some right there. Yeah, there's some more. Yeah, basically our house is a mess. Except for this room. This room is pretty good. And that one. And that's where I came in from the garbage cans. You can just see how muddy it is. So it was pretty scary because all the leaks started where my area was. So it's probably about 7 o'clock. Yeah, and then that's where it's coming down from the front yard, is right there. And then it comes down there. And it goes down there. But it should just be natural now. But so all the leaks started right here. As I said, all my stuff was scattered around everywhere, so I just had to really quickly clean up and then bring it all upstairs. And it started leaking there. And there. And there. But we didn't get good sleep last night because we were doing this all night. I went to bed at 11:30. Yeah, that's about when everyone else went to bed. Then my parents, they started doing this at 4 in the morning again because it was starting to flood again. And then they woke me up at 9. And then I started doing this, but it hasn't been too bad recently. It's just, you know, emptying all the trash cans and stuff. But I think they need to be emptied again, so this is a good chance for me to get my GoPro out. Oh yeah, and just another little setup update. I got that tree right there. Okie dokie, so this microphone on this GoPro isn't really good when it's inside of this case, so I might just have to do subtitles. I don't know what I'm going to do. But we also have to carry some of the stuff into the garage. Like, there's the Christmas tree. Just a bunch of files and stuff. But thankfully the rain has let up a little bit, so then I can finally give you a tour of outside, what it's like to empty. Although I don't think I can really do a full trash can empty on here because it takes a while, and this GoPro doesn't have a lot of memory left. So here we go. Bye, sound. I think you can see this, but I don't think you can hear this. Right here is just an example of how difficult it is to empty these. You can just see all the mud and all the, like, you know, just all the patterns. This poor rose bush, it's been run over so many times, but these wheels in this type of mud, they're just useless. They're not wheels, so you just have to drag it, and that's why you see all that. So it's a lot harder than you think, and then I had to remove that solar light because it would just constantly get run over. This gutter, we had to put an extension on to the driveway, so then this part wouldn't leak. This is the part where I was showing you where all my computers are. They're like over there. That's where my little workshop is. So over here, we've got this big tarp, obviously. And basically what it's doing, it's catching all the water that goes in this area and then just putting it all over here away from the house. This is where all of our stuff was. And, you know, like all the big boxes and stuff. There's some dog poop. This is where most of the stuff was that we had to take upstairs. As you can see, it's just like taking all the water and making it go down there so it doesn't go over there and flood everything. This is what I use as a hose to clean off my shoes when I'm emptying the trash can. So all this is just that gutter right over there. It's just catching all the water that's going through that plant. And then right here, I just use this to clean off my shoes. Really handy, actually. And then this right here, I was peeking out of this window earlier. You can just see inside. That's where I was. That's where all the towels and stuff are. Yeah, and then I just put down these boards. Oh, it seems our wheelbarrow fell over. Oh dear. But I put down these boards so that it's easier, so then these wheels could actually work. Just so that it's easier to roll. I might empty this on camera. Well, it's not too bad because that fell over. Yeah, and then you can see what this mud is like. It's basically quicksand. I slipped there earlier. Ah! Wish we had a wagon and not a wheelbarrow. Ah! I think it got too heavy and then it sort of tipped.
those rocks aren't doing anything. Yeah, that's not doing anything.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. Here, I'll show you how saturated the ground actually is. So you can see all this, none of this is being absorbed anymore, it's just sort of flowing down here. And then, yeah, and then you can see how high that is. This is basically all from a sewer up there. This is all from my neighbor's yard. It's coming down here, it's all eaten away too. But this is, normally it's just like half an inch deep. It's nowhere near like this. It's like a current now. Yeah, and see there's more over there. All this is going into a creek. And I'll show you that creek too. Holy cow, this is like a lake. Oh! This is where a bunch of deer go. Wow. Holy cow! Oh my... That's a river now. What? Alright. Now I don't want to step on there because that's all going to give away. But look at that. Here, I'll just show you where all the water is being let out. You can hear it too. It sounds like a waterfall. Yeah, see there? It's like a giant siphon jet. But that's where all that water is coming out that I was showing you before. It's all tumbling out there and then going into there.